Hour and 41 minutes.
I'm just a guy that's been able to be fortunate enough to live a dream. So follow your passions, be the best you can be every day. You know, get up, even if you don't feel well, try to be the best you can be. I had some good teachers. My dad was a very good person. Mr. Bear was an awesome person, obviously. And I learned from people like that. You know, in 1978, I started working for the company. And I started as a guy that molded bows and sanded bows and did all that stuff to where now I'm responsible for this facility and director of operations here at Bear Archery. Here we manufacture bows. Bear Archery was started in 1933, and in the late 40s, excuse me, he moved to Grayling, Michigan from Detroit, Michigan. He actually wanted to change how they were making bows, wanted to make them more affordable, wanted to make them available to everybody. So he was the first one to put fiberglass on a bow. But he was also a marketer, an innovator, and a salesman. So manufacturing, engineering, marketing, all of that stuff, because you know he loved to hunt. He figured out how to get people hunting. Set up some of the first deer hunting seasons in Michigan. But then he went out and started videoing on his own with the big old 1950s camera and stuff like that, where he'd go out and he'd do the B-roll and he'd do all that stuff, cut his own film, and showed people that, when he killed the big grizzly or when he shot some of the other game, actually how much fun it could be. So in the 50s and 60s, he built a huge legacy. He took all kinds of game. He had a museum that was in that. Now it's in Springfield, Missouri. He sold the company in 1968. And so it was bought by a conglomerate, but he was still the president. So Mr. Bear passed in 1988. I started working with Bear in 1978, so I was able to work with Mr. Bear for 10 years. Outside of that, my dad started working for Bear Archery in 1967 and worked for Bear Archery for 32 years also. Fortunately for me, I had some history, some people that could, show me things. You still have to learn, though. That's my dad, and that's Mr. Bear. And Mr. Bear made this picture and gave it to my dad. It says, "How come that you get younger, Neil, when I grow older, Fred Bear?" So he just had a good relationship with his employees. So fortunately, I was able to learn from the best. When you hire folks, you don't hire them as bow makers. We train all of that. There's very few people that we've hired in the traditional departments that have worked on traditional bows before. We manufacture compound bows, so we utilize CNC machines to cut aluminum for our risers and our cams, and then we actually mold fiberglass. We take roving, like rope fiberglass, we wet it out through a bath, wrap it in bundles, put them in die presses, shape the limbs, and then machine them, cut them, tumble them, inspect them, paint them, run all that stuff through hydrographics, which puts the camo or the different wild colors on them or whatever. And then we set them up and we run them through a what we call a assembly cell, build the bows, put them in boxes, send them out to our shipping. And then we ship to all points of the world. We ship to Europe, we ship to Africa, we ship to China, we ship to Taiwan, we ship to Australia, we ship to New Zealand. Our biggest customer outside of the U.S. is Canada. Obviously, our company exists because of hunting. And of course, that's what Mr. Bear became, as a famous hunter, but he was more than that to me. And I know he's more than that to a lot of people. It's a really fun place to work at, and it's a fun place to walk through. I'll bring this stuff out and show you guys that. I know you guys probably want to shoot some bows, but this is some old stuff. This is what the signature bow box was like. And then these are some things like this is a handle that Mr. Bear finished, and then he wrote on it for a patent. And of course, he signed it in 1987, saying, this is how he'd like to have the reveal of this done, of the caps done, and how thick he wanted this in this area and where he wanted this in this area. To see the final product, I got one over here. This is the bow I learned how to make with Mr. Bear. Then you have these leather straps and everything, and you see Fred Bear on the box. This is a walnut case. It's got a piano hinge, and then of course on the inside it's got this montage that Fred Bear signed. Then you of course you see the bow itself. It's this bow. This handle's a B riser. Of course this one's signed by Mr. Bear in 1982, and it's got gold-plated hardware. That's 22 karat gold, and then it's East Indian rosewood with African ebony, and the gold-plated sockets, black or brown and white caps feathered out. And then this is real ivory, real scrimshot ivory here in this. So,
had that ever been shot?
No, this one has not been. It's got fingerprints on it from the last one. But you can.
It looks like a, I mean, it looks like a piece of art, not a bow.
That's like obviously one of my prized possessions from that, because I was able to work on it, set it up, help take it from the beginning to the end, and then turned it over to all the workers.
This is what you would shoot.
Yeah, what weight do you shoot?
I think 75 pounds.
Do you? I think this one's set. What did you say this was set at?
55, I think.
So, yeah, we have some arrows if you'd like to shoot it.
Yeah,
You can go upstairs and just shoot.
They're both right-handed shooters.
No, I have no idea how that sight is set up, but
He said I think about
yeah.
shooting upper target.
Yeah, you can shoot the upper target.
You're close enough there.
There you go.
Just feel how it shoots compared to what
So obviously the sight is shooting high and left for you. So aim at that bottom right one from the circle.
Okay, like
All right.
okay.
Yeah, just to see if it's consistent. Or bottom left one. No, right. I'm sorry. Left, right. Bottom right. Now, if you were changing the sight, what would you be doing right now? If you were adjusting your sight, what would you
You
do?
would be moving it left and up.
Always follow your arrow. Exactly. I would just, move up just a little bit and then just kind of aim down your arrow. I'll look at you. Yeah, you don't have a sight on there. Okay. Yeah, lower it down a little bit, your front. There you go. Good. Nice.
a little lower.
It's
Okay.
12 o'clock
Okay.
on the red. Okay? So it's a good shot.
Now you see how quick that thing's
That bow is
rolling,
Oh yeah.
and it's turned way down for you. He's shooting 75 pounds.
Yeah, he could shoot a 70-pound bow. It looks like he could drop no problem. Yeah, you're about 2 o'clock. You don't have a sight, so depending on where your grip is and where your hand is and all that stuff, and you're looking at the arrow, if you're not focusing on all that without an arrow, without a sight, I mean, you're going to see that kind of movement from time to time.
Yeah, it's different. I've never shot a bow without a sight before.
Yeah, take that home with you.
Oh wow! Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That is so awesome. That is insane. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That is so awesome.
Now you guys are there, guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy, and
Thank you, we will for sure.
I'm shooting someone this.
Mr. Neal, this has been an absolute pleasure once again. More importantly, to get these young bucks into the history and the culture of archery.
Mhm.
So you guys got a lot to think about moving forward with your own little brand and what you guys got going on in the future, and that's what this is all about. And I really appreciate you, Mr. Neal, taking the time to really impress upon what Bear and what archery is to the sport and the culture. So
Yeah.
thank you again. I didn't know you gave bows, bro.
Just try to
Hey,
one
oh, I got
one firm. That way it
I got FOMO. All right, guys. Take care. Thank you, Neil.
Don't be-
Wow.
guys have a
I
good
missed
one,
that
okay?
part.